Hello you most beautiful and most amazing top 10ers, how are you doing today? I'm Rebecca Felgate and I hope you're feeling alive and healthy, as today I'm going to be telling you how to survive a nuclear explosion. If you like this kind of video, then when we're done telling you how to survive, I recommend you check out our new channel, Life's Biggest Questions, that has similar scientific content. Okay, so the bomb is dropped. How are we gonna live? Questions. This is less of a top 10 ways to survive, but more of a top 10 steps that you need to take if you want to live to tell the tale. In at number 10, we have distance. Of course, it's important to mention right off the bat that if you are at the epicenter of a nuclear explosion, unfortunately, there's little you can do. If, though, you are still alive and standing, then you are far enough away from the blast to be able to survive if you act immediately. It helps if you already know the distance between places you spend a lot of time, like work or school or your home, to potential targets. In at number 9, we have spot the signs. Extremely bright flash of light and a mushroom cloud, these are the signs. If you see a sudden brighter than sunlight flash, you have to act immediately. Do not look in the direction of the flash, it may blind you. If you experience this flash, then you must immediately proceed to number 8, which is take cover. No time to search for a good place to bunker up just yet. To survive the first few minutes, you need to get away from the windows, as the blast wave will smash them and you could die from getting impaled. So just get away from the windows, ideally into a corridor with no glass, duck and cover. In at number 7, we have open your mouth. As the blast wave comes, it will be so loud that your eardrums could burst. To stop this, your mouth needs to be open. Survival chances are higher if you're able to communicate, and burst eardrums would make this pretty hard. In at number 6, we have timing. Your ability to time is key to survival. Initially, you want to time the flash, as this will give you an indication of the size of the bomb. If it's just 3 seconds, it's likely it's more of a rudimentary terrorist attack. If it's 10 seconds, it likely comes from a Russian missile. And if it's 30 seconds, an attack could be coming from a Chinese weapon. Basically, if it is 10 seconds, you need to exercise caution, as it is likely a second attack could happen within the next few seconds. All of that aside, when you are sure the attack is over, you have between 10 to 15 minutes to choose what you want to do. Get further away from the blast center, or stay where you are to keep shelter, or choose a better shelter. These 10 minutes should be spent quickly gathering supplies, then choosing your shelter or exit plan. Beyond this time, the radiation fallout will begin, which is deadly. Moving on to number 5, we have pick a long-term shelter. This is actually the most important thing to surviving a nuclear attack in the long run. Obviously, your first priority in any situation is to get to immediate shelter, but after that you need to move to one with a better protection level. Basements in big buildings are great if they aren't in any way open to the elements. You need to be in brick and concrete with no windows. If there are any fallout shelters nearby, great, but these are pretty rare in most cities. If you're in a high-rise building, any middle floor room above the 10th floor will be fine so long as it has no windows. In at number 4, we have keep communication lines open. So this is like have a radio or telephone or any kind of thing like that handy. Phone batteries need to be saved as much as possible. If you're in a group, then having one phone on at a time would be a good idea. Mobile or cell reception and Wi-Fi is likely to be patchy, but if it is there, you may want to utilize it to communicate with your loved ones and also to emergency services to get an update on when a rescue is likely. Again, radio is important for this kind of thing, as the government would likely use any communication method possible to spread messages to those waiting for rescue. In at number 3, we have keep a first aid and medicine kit. It is important to have a first aid kit with you. If you're able to assemble this during the 10 minutes before the fallout, do this. If you're on any medication that's key to your survival, you need to grab it. For me, I would need to grab my asthma inhaler just in case. If you're able to grab any kind of pain relief, bandages, plasters, band-aids, that would be useful too. In at number 2, we have food and water supplies. This is going to be crucial, and again, if you can gather as much of this as possible, then do so in the first 10 minutes after the flash. Bottled water if you have it, or immediate tap water gathered in bottles, as contamination will not have yet occurred. In terms of food, you need processed and tinned foods, anything that can remain contamination free. Humans can only survive 3 days without water, so this is absolutely fundamental that you have some at hand. Okay, our final step in surviving a nuclear explosion. In at number 1, we have wait. Once you're in a shelter, you just have to wait. Radiation grains that drop in the fallout will lose their radioactivity over time. Depending on the size of the blast, this is likely to take a week or 2. Waiting for 2 weeks if you have all that you need in terms of supplies and shelter is quite a safe bet. At this point, you would begin to expect outside rescue to have begun. Okay, so that was the top 10 steps to surviving a nuclear bomb blast. Yes, it's very unlikely, but if it does happen, I hope this list helps you to survive. So that was a very cheery top 10. Do you have any tips for surviving a nuclear bomb blast? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'm Rebecca Felgate. If you like this video, make sure you show me by giving it a thumbs up, sharing it with someone who needs to survive a nuclear bomb blast, and of course subscribing to Most Amazing Top 10 for more fantastic lists like this one. I will see you in another video soon, but for now, head on over to Life's Biggest Questions. I dare you.